Let's take a minute to discuss the white pine. So you can see the sign there to make it clear. It's got these longer needles compared to the other ones, and they're considered edible. I can sit and just chew on them. If you do chew on them, you don't want to take big amounts and you want to take tiny bites. Get stuck, caught in your throat pretty easy. Alright, it's not a comfortable needle to chew on. In the springtime, you could chew on these newer, softer ends of the white pine. The older stuff is way hard, maybe not even worth dealing with if you have other good sources. We're talking maybe survival food. But occasionally, if you want a taste of that pine, turpentine, unique taste, it's not going to kill you because it's the white pine, and it's the more edible, medicinal kind that you'll find. They sell these French pills of a French white pine that helps with the blood circulation. But I don't think it's that much different from the North American version. Okay, just like the willow, there's a special white willow that you consume for the salicin that converts into aspirin. And I got a friend. But they still have the similar properties. It is not going to be a huge difference. You could still get a lot of that phytochemical that's naturally found in that species in a brother's cousin or something. This white pine has edible leaves, which are the needles. Okay, chew in small bits. If you make a tea, you could throw them in the water, and that will change the taste of your water to a unique taste. You'll get vitamin C out of it. And I like the story of how Indians helped save a early settler encampment, maybe, let's take a guess at 1600s, roughly, where they were dying of scurvy, which is a lack of vitamin C, while on land in the winter time. So the settlers are having difficulty growing anything that could be vitamin C. It was hard for them to grow something that has a lot of vitamin C, and the Indians suggested the pine needle. They even said that the brown pine needles on the ground have some vitamin C in them still. It creates a very acidic environment below it, so plants that are friendly to the acid environment grow well underneath the pine. And I understand that blueberries love an acidic environment, so pine needles help out with their growth, which is interesting to me. But the needles have that high vitamin C content. You can kind of almost taste that kind of that acrid taste to it, acidity taste. Also the inner bark, not the outer bark, but the inner bark. You'd peel away at the outer bark, and then there's a soft middle portion, and then there's the wood that's a skeleton or structure. The inner bark has unique property. I notice that my brain feels like it tightens up. Not so much my focus tightens up. It's like it's like you didn't realize things were loose in your brain before until you consume this. Also, you could call it an astringent. The needles don't so much do the same thing as what bark can do, and that's why bark became popular in France with their white pine bark out of France. You'll find that similar property here, but it's very sappy to extract. It's sticky, it's nasty. I don't prefer having to harvest. I don't like the harvesting part, so I don't consume it a lot. But sometimes it's something I would reserve for the winter, because there's other things that you can consume. But I do magnet therapy. I don't feel the effects as suddenly as I used to. I used to do herbal stuff before I got into magnet therapy, and the effects would hit me really hard and fast, but now the magnets seem to make effects more gentle. The name for the phytochemical in the inner bark, there's a special name for that, which you could research. Maybe I could try to type it in the description. I'll look it up. Yeah, that should cover it. There's a couple of white pines that they planted, and then the bird happy to see me protecting the area. I don't think he's brave enough to do anything. Yeah, okay, thank you.